Viewers, the ceasefire between America and Iran has not even held for a day. Pratibha, as you're aware, bombings are on, from 4 p.m. last evening. And people are already beginning to take pot shots at the so-called mediator, messenger, whatever you want to call it, Pakistan. So they've cut a sorry face in all of this. The political parties are at war in our country. And look at the high-stakes battle that we are staring at, and that begins right now. In fact, as we speak, Prats, the voting has begun.
Absolutely. Polling in Kerala, Assam and Puducherry has begun, and traditionally in all of these states, we see a high voter turnout. So as the clock strikes 7, I'm sure many voters have already come out. We'll also be going across to our reporters on ground to speak to the voters as well, find out what are the key issues for them. But now voting as it begins in Kerala, Assam and Puducherry, electoral contest entering the crucial voting phase with early voters starting to line up already outside the polling booths as the first ballots are being cast across the constituencies.
But, before we go any further, and we have our team of reporters joining us. Imran is joining us live from Kochi. Arpita is in Thiruvananthapuram. Somit from Kannur. Mohit Bhatt, Guwahati. Anamika live from Jorhat. Dharani will be with us from Puducherry. There they are. But, Prats, you've spent quite a number of days on the ground. What is your sense of, the sentiment there? At least in Kerala. Let's start with there.
So in Kerala, it definitely seemed like the main issue was about the jobs, investments within Kerala in places that we went to, and we covered all the districts, and almost everywhere, Pranesh, the main issue that people spoke about were jobs. Why doesn't a state like Kerala, which sees such a high literacy rate, have jobs? This is a big remittance state, but most of the people spoke about jobs. And as far as electioneering is concerned as well, we've heard, of course, the political parties saying to each other, you are the B team of the other team. How is that narrative going to translate on ground will be interesting to see. And traditionally, we've always seen it as a fight between the LDF and the UDF. This time, though, it's very interesting because the BJP does actually believe that they have a chance. So it could be a three-cornered contest in Kerala. On the ground, we could see that difference. At least that's a sense that we got in Kerala.
This, golden rule that people sort of talk about that, that has been at work since 1977, if I'm not wrong, that, one time UDF, yes, the other time the LDF. So every vote that goes to the BJP will either hurt the left or the Congress. Arpita, good morning. The voting has begun. First lay out the contest for the viewers who are joining our broadcast.
Good morning, Pranesh. Rightly said by Pratibha, here in Kerala, it's going to see a triangular contest because every time Kerala has seen a bipolar contest between UDF and LDF, but this time BJP is very hopeful, and that is why it's going to be a triangular contest. And not just that, in constituencies like Nemam, Thrissur constituency, Palakkad, all of these places are the constituencies which BJP is eyeing for. In fact, under the leadership of Rajiv Chandrasekhar, they also got Thiruvananthapuram Corporation, which they managed, which LDF was holding on till 45 years. So that was a big breakthrough for BJP. Also, the Lok Sabha seat that they won from Thrissur. So after all of these, BJP is confident that this year's assembly election they will perform really well. In fact, the voting has begun. You can see people here. We'll get a word from voters here. Sir, if a vote in the key issues, sir, vote what are the key issues that you're looking forward to?
Yeah, no, really.
So, what about you, sir? What are the key issues that you'll be seeing when you're going to vote?
There are many issues. I just come here to cast my vote, that's all.
Could you, if so there's one thing that you want to name?
I want to mention. Thank you.
Better Kerala. Better Kerala. Yes.
Are you happy with the current government?
Yeah, somewhat. No
Do you
issues on
think BJP can make some impact this year?
that part. I don't know actually. we are.
Do you think Sabrimala issue is going to be a big concern while people are voting this time?
No, I don't know. I don't think it's
The issues here. Many issues. Let us do our this thing, use our rights, please.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Pranesh, yes, so people have started coming in just shortly now. Rajiv Chandrasekhar, who is the BJP president and also the BJP candidate, NDA candidate from Nemam, will be coming here to cast his vote.
And we'll keep coming back to you, Arpita. You know, as there is more action as the day unfolds, the voting has just begun. Perhaps we also have Mohit live from Kannur.
Absolutely. Shomit is joining us from Kannur, which is also seeing a very close contest. And Kannur has been in the news. We see a lot of political violence, unfortunately, also in the region. In fact, the Chief Minister's constituency of Dharmadam is also there. And Shomit, have the voters started turning up already in the morning to cast their votes?
Well, Pratibha, in huge number, we can say already the polling has just begun, and we can clearly see huge voters turning up to the polling stations across the, not just Dharmada, but across the Kannur. So it's big day for the Keralam, like I was mentioning before, over 2.7 crore voters to decide the fate of over 880 candidates, and the UDF and LDF, like our colleague Anamika was explaining, it's been always the bipolar contest in the Keralam state. And this time again UDF and LDF to lock horns, and even NDA is also trying to expand their footprint in few constituencies, like Karamika was mentioning. They are confident in 2 to 3. And when it comes to the Kannur, Pinarayi Vijayan will also be coming to this polling station shortly from now to cast his vote. And when it comes to the other constituencies, like top candidates like Sunny Joseph from the KPCC, the Congress, and from the UDF and KK Shailaja, these all big faces are they are going to test their destiny, and they are waiting for the this big day. And today has come, and even young voters have turned up to the polling stations. We just heard a word from them. So this is your first time to vote, or what you're voting for the better governance, for the jobs?
Yeah, voting for the better government, new opportunities and jobs.
And so basically we have just heard to a young voter turned up to the polling station. So we can clearly see here huge huge voter turnout to the polling station, and it's just 7 a.m. Just now at 7 the voting has begun, and across the Kerala state 1.46 lakh officials have been deployed, trained officials. And when it comes to the security and the law and order, over 75,000 security personnel have also been deployed across the state to ensure that a smooth flow of the elections. So we'll have to wait and see, who will outrun, because all this time women have been outrunning the men in last 2 elections. So even this time we can see huge voter turnout to the polling stations. Back to you.
Okay, Swamit, stay with us.